In a busy city, Amina sat in a hospital room, her face filled with worry and sadness. Her baby, Yusuf, was lying in the bed, very sick. The sound of the heart monitor beeping was the only noise in the quiet room. The doctors had said that Yusuf had a rare illness, and without surgery, he wouldn't survive. Amina held the hospital bill in her hands, and the amount seemed impossible for her to pay. She had already sold their little house and even sold her jewelry, but it wasn't enough. Tears filled her eyes as she whispered to her son, "I would give anything for you to be okay." Outside the room, people walked by, but inside, Amina felt like time had stopped. Her mind raced as she thought about what she could do. She didn't know where to turn, but she knew she had to save her son. Far away from Amina's hospital room, another battle was taking place. In Spain, there was an old tradition of bullfighting. It was a fight between a man and a huge bull, and people watched as the bull charged at the man in the arena. The man, dressed in colorful clothes, stood still and waited for the bull to come closer. When it did, he quickly moved out of the way, showing great skill and courage. The crowd cheered, amazed by the bravery of the man. But this fight wasn't just about a human and a bull. It was about strength, courage, and the will to face fear. Just like Amina was facing her fear for her son, the bullfighter was facing his own battle in the arena. Back in history, there was a great warrior named Khalid ibn al-Walid, also known as the Sword of Allah. He was famous for his bravery and skill as a military leader. Khalid came from a strong family and was known for his ability to lead his soldiers in battle. He was part of the early Muslim armies and won many battles. One of his most famous victories was the Battle of Yarmouk, where he led his soldiers to defeat a much larger army. Even though his army was outnumbered, Khalid used smart strategies to win. His bravery and leadership made him a legend, and people still remember him as one of the greatest warriors in history. Amina thought about Khalid ibn al-Walid as she sat by her son's bed. She thought about how he fought for what he believed in and never gave up, even when things were difficult. Amina felt like she was in her own battle. The hospital bill was her enemy, and her son's life was at stake. She didn't have a sword or an army, but she had her love for Yusuf and her determination to save him. Inspired by the stories of Khalid and the bravery of the bullfighters, Amina made a promise to herself. She would find a way to save her son, no matter how hard it was. Word of Amina's struggle spread through the community. Neighbors, friends, and even strangers came to help. Some gave money, some prayed for Yusuf, and some just sat with Amina to comfort her. The hospital workers saw how much love and support Amina had, and they worked even harder to get Yusuf ready for surgery. The doctors performed the surgery with care, and after a long time, Yusuf woke up, his eyes opened, and he looked at his mother. Amina's heart filled with relief. Her son had survived. It wasn't just the doctors who saved him, it was the love and strength of the people around him that made the difference. As Amina sat beside her son's bed, watching him sleep, she thought about everything she had gone through. She thought about warriors like Khalid ibn al-Walid, who fought battles that seemed impossible, but still won. She realized that their strength didn't just come from their swords, but from their hearts. Amina had fought for her son with everything she had, and now she understood that love was the strongest weapon of all. Years later, Yusuf grew up healthy and strong. Amina would tell him stories about the great warriors she admired, teaching him about courage, love, and never giving up. One day, Yusuf asked his mother, "Mom, do you think I could be like Khalid ibn al-Walid, a great warrior?"